everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Mario and Luigi. I lost the tune. I promise not to deafen you any more than I already have. I have mercy. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Mario and Luigi, Partners in Time. Last pace, we arrived at the very tall yet very flat Thwomp Volcano. Not a contradiction at all, seriously, just look at it, you understand. Anyway, we also heard mumblings of a professor that lives on the mountaintop, and you know what that means. In all video games, if there is a mountain, it is your objective to climb it. And if there is a professor, that is where the story progress is. So this time, we're gonna be continuing on our merry way up our trek up the mountain. So let's get started and, hey, Toad, you're looking good. Look, I know everyone says that the tail power-up thing is really overdone these days, but, you know, you were wearing it before it was cool and before they just gave it out like candy to every single Mario character, and you look good on it. I mean, your face looks a little bit plain though, but, you know, you look pretty good. Okay, no, it's an enemy that fooled absolutely no one. This is actually one of my favorite enemies, the— Whoa! He did not want me to explain him! Well, finally we found an enemy that's faster than me, but this is the enemy with the name that I am drawing things out way too long to actually say what it is, even though I already know what it is and I like showing it on screen whenever I say it, just because it's really good from a visual presentation standpoint. And I'm actually kind of giving him what he wants by not saying his name, though, so screw that, you are a Tanumba. Like I said, one of my favorite enemies. Geez, sorry, just kind of recovering from what happened there a second ago. They have all these different transformations they can do. They're shapeshifters, where in battle they can assume all these different forms to attack you with. They also have different forms in the field to fool you with. So if you see anything that looks out of place or anything that's too good to be true, well, it probably is. Not just general good life advice, though, but I thought I'd bring it up right here because it's very applicable. So keep that in mind. Just kind of keep a lookout for things. Typically, if you ever see a Tanuki leaf on something, it's probably fake. Or if you see a tail on it, that shouldn't be there. Now, really? Like, again? There's another one of these pits that the babies have to go down into by themselves to get an item, and they can't jump out of it by themselves. All right, sure. That's kind of bad. Let's get you guys into that little cubby hole. I loved cubby holes when I was a kid. Oh, I have to flatten you into some baby. Mamma mia. Some baby Mamma Mia. Creating even more paradoxes here by making our mother that. I love how baby Luigi looks when he's just like half flattened right there when you're doing the baby cakes move. I'm gonna take my 20 coins. We're gonna float way up. We're gonna hit the switch. It was a race to see what would happen first, them popping out of their baby cakes form or the way opening up for the bros down here. You guys hop out. And I want to fight against that Tanumba because they got all kinds of cool things that they can do, and I like them a lot, just like I said 2 times already, so I really don't need to repeat myself on that one. Let's see if we get to see some new attacks. Yes, they can sometimes fake you out by descending very slowly and fooling me into thinking they're going for Mario when they're actually going for Luigi, and they also have this spike shell move. Kind of cool. Lately, I've been having some people tell me that they're kinda not so keen on the fact that, you know, maybe an enemy has an attack here or there, or like a boss might have an attack that we're not seeing. And I just want to say that I am trying to show all the different attacks that I can. It's just that in some cases, yeah, maybe I'm not aware of an attack just out of coincidentally never seeing it in any of my playthroughs. And when it comes to bosses, they're not like regular enemies where I can just keep fighting them as long as I like, or, you know, just keep fighting them over and over again. I only get one fight with those guys, and if we just happen to not see an attack that they can do, especially when the bosses have usually gotten, like, you know, in the case of Petey Piranha, I think he attacked us like 8 or 9 times in total. That should— Wow, quite a throwing arm he got on there. Diverting for a second to say that this guy is a red coconutter. These are not so new enemies. They have all the same attacks, just that they can hit you multiple times at the same turn. So be ready for them because their turns aren't over quite as soon as you might think they are. They're not totally a palette swap, only kind of. They're a palette swap with reused animation, but with the animation used more repetitively or something, making them sound even lazier than they are when they actually are a little bit different though. But yeah. What I'm saying is I can't fight bosses over and over again. I can't try to run away from them over and over again. I'm not just gonna let a boss sit there and beat me up so that we can see maybe that one attack that they just won't do. Because it also would kind of take away from it being a boss fight as well, though. So if a boss has an attack that I find particularly interesting, we will see it at a later time. I've done this sort of thing before where maybe a boss has that one cool attack, though. But really, up to this point, only the Shrooboid Brat really had an attack that I would say was that interesting that we didn't get to see. Plus, let's be honest, there have been some bosses that have died a lot quicker than I thought they would. PD Piranha is a pretty darn easy boss, I'll just say that much, and Shrewblade Brat didn't give me any trouble at all. Heck, I was really proud of the fact that I did PD Piranha without taking any damage. That was really nice, I thought. We're probably not going to make this. The point of this part is that you try to get as much... No, didn't even come close to making it. Oof. You gotta try to go for distance on this one by making good use of your time, which I certainly did not do that right there, so, I wish I could just walk into the Bros Ball and have it do that. I really do love how they look when they're half squished right there. We go for distance. Don't fall down. Use these to your advantage so you can walk without being in an area where they will pop back up. And it looks like it's just one cake flashing over and over again when I walk around in circles like that. We can get a bean. Go down here. And there is yet another bean. I can't believe that guy from up on that platform did that. Counter badge. I think we've already seen that. That's... I can't pause. I can't pause. Maybe because Stuffwell is with the bros while they're spinning around. Can I, if I cancel out of the ball, can I pause? Yes, I can. All right, that's an arbitrary thing to do. Counter badge, counter badge. Yeah, I was exactly right on which badge that is. I don't think I really want to equip that. Personally, I'm more interested in trying out our pummel badge, and you know, kind of hoping that a baby-only segment will come around, though, so I can do a practical use out of it. That coconutter that hit us from up on top of that cliff would have been a very prime candidate for that, but unfortunately, he just was not having it. Oh, you! Nah, he's actually not an enemy whatsoever. This gear here, you see this? I mean, I can tell it's extreme, but what's it used for? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and guess that it's for spinning a propeller. If you were flat enough to trap the air, you would float and catch some huge air, right? And if you spun this gear, the propeller would speed up, and you'd catch huger air. Yeah, any flat dudes with wind current would catch the most extreme air ever. Whoa! I kind of started frothing at the mouth there. Still, it's pretty sweet. Get a pretty sweet guess, right? I actually kind of started like spitting all over my microphone while I was doing that, so I guess I was getting really into acting as the character. So, this right here, it is that you do the spin jump, and it's gonna raise up that gauge, and as you would expect, it's going to make the wind go faster on the inside. So we want to flatten the babies, get them in there, and then go for a spin jump. It's really awkward switching characters sometimes. Okay, so we'll get on this, and once they're on that, we'll do our spin jump. Now, something kind of cool that you want to remember is that every time there is something like that where there is a gauge, if you get the gauge off screen by moving the bros, it will just keep going forever and ever. There is no time limit, at least on the gauge itself. So that's really nice. Somehow that counted. I didn't think it was gonna let me walk forward without baby Luigi, but it did, so that's really cool. I think we hop down. Yep. No, baby Luigi, why must you hold me back? It's right there. My brotherly bond a la Knuckles Chaotix isn't gonna let me go collect it. Oh well. Next thing I show you, yeah, you can see that the gauge, it goes down that fast, but it was only halfway down when we exited. It's a very nice tip that just anytime there's something like that, if you just want the gauge up the whole time, put it off screen, it'll never ever run out. Okay, so there's 2 items we gotta pick up. You guys do that. Hop over, really? Okay, wasting my time. Do I slowly descend because I'm a pastry? I hope so. It was only 10 coins. Kind of disappointing. Spin again. And okay, there's an L block down there. Just trying to make sure that I had everything right. Probably gonna need to pop out. Come on. Decakify yourselves. Thank you. Whoop, barely. Got a 1-up super. Quite a lot of items for you to collect in there. Hopefully I didn't pass by any of them. It was scrolling pretty darn fast, but I think I got them all. Then again, I'm the guy who pointed out how funny it was that that area was called near Holly Jolly Village in the save block, and then I proceeded to not notice that it said Koopaseum in the same place later. I guess just one of those little brain farts that happens from time to time, but hey. You can go up there and grab that. And you know what? We got the whole quartet together, and we got an enemy right there that usually attacks in a pretty large group. What do you say we do something new? Because I immediately regretted only buying 1 copy flower. I went back and I bought 2 between the recordings, because I really wanted to show this off. So this attack is serial. Once it kills one enemy, it'll move on to the next one. You always know who it's gonna hit because of that. And you need to have the quartet together in order to do it. It's very similar to the trampoline in that you just walk in from the left, making a bunch of clones of yourself, and yeah, just press the button right before landing for that character, and you should be pretty good. You can clear out whole rooms of enemies like this, and it's just a really great attack that stacks with badges that raise lucky chances like really well, just because it's a really nice multi-hit attack that hits everything. I could have very easily cleared out that room of enemies, probably if I wasn't talking and making it really hard to focus though, but yeah, this bundle of sad sacks picked the wrong plumbers to mess with. Well, I guess more like sad blocks, and I guess only one of them is actually a sad block though, but you get it. Might not have been the wisest move considering what an expensive move it was though, but I was just really wanting to show it off because that is bar none one of the best attacks there is, like I was saying. The thing that makes it so much better than the trampoline is not only that I find it a little bit easier to get a lot of hits out on it, but it doesn't have a damage cap. You can straight up do as much damage as you want. As long as you're not messing up, you can do that. I have done well over 1,000 damage with it plenty of times, and it's going to be helpful to you throughout the entire rest of the adventure. Oh, and I guess Mario got a level up or something like that. I guess it's a little bit important. We saw an enemy that outsped us. I think it's high time we raise our speed by 6 points. And then Luigi to pass it up. Or follow it up, not pass it up. I certainly would not want to pass up a level up. Even I'm not that cruel to Luigi, even if the rest of the world is. Give me a +3 in speed, and no level ups for the babies. Oh, well. That's okay. Besides, the babies have the power to insta-kill now if we hit things with a hammer. I think that's pretty strong as it is. So go on this way. Hey, Tanumba! One thing I find strange about the Tanumba is that, we had the Tanumbas in the Mario RPGs for many, many years before we got the Tail Goombas in the main series. I don't get why they bothered making a new species, and I actually really like how Tanumbas have that, that little leaf on their head. It makes them look a lot more distinct from other Goombas. They're also a bit more like raccoon-like in their coloring. So they do look different. They're not just a Goomba with a tail on them like the tail Goombas that we did end up getting in the main series. They're less boring, and I like them a lot more for those reasons. They're just in general really great. I don't know why I didn't run there. I think we've actually seen all the attacks they're capable of doing though, but just in general, they're a lot more distinct looking. They already existed. I don't really get why they made the Tail Goomba enemies years later. And before you tell me that, well, that's because this is a spin-off game and they would never take anything from a spin-off game because the main Mario series usually ignores it, I got news for you. One of my absolute favorite bits of trivia out there is that Partners in Time is way more influential to the main series Mario games than you think it is. What am I talking about? Well, remember our bros attack the ice flowers? That might not seem like anything special to somebody who's playing Mario today because, you know, they're in every new Mario title and they're... Oh, you can find block trousers in there if you don't already have like 12 of them for fighting the enemies around here, but... yeah, the ice flowers wouldn't seem special to anyone who's playing the Mario series today because they're in practically every game and they've been around for several years. Well, the ice flowers made their debut in Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Not any other Mario RPG, this one. Let's go. You know what? Why not? As a tribute to this beloved item, let's use it in this battle. A lot of people think they debuted in Mario Galaxy. No. This predates their first appearance by a whole 2 years. A power-up invented in Mario and Luigi Partners in Time went on to be featured in Mario Galaxy and had a lot of people think that it was a creation of the main platforming series. Nope. It originates from this game. It's really cool like that, just whenever you see like little nods to the rest of the series from that though, because it went on to be used in dang near everything, and it's to the point where, with how Partners in Time was kind of overlooked due to it being a very early DS game, or just whatever other reasons, it's kind of cool to like have something like that really mean something. I'll grab you. And, oh, there's another pathway down there that I see on the map. I thought this might have been... I don't know how I would have thought this would have been leading us that way. Maybe I was just brain farting again, though. But yeah, we have a little pathway over here. And ha! Yep, every time there is a little branching pathway, it's always got one of these on it. And it's always the case. Yeah, it is. It's almost like I've already made a joke about that. Only 28. Ugh. Ugh, I say. Thought I'd vary things up a bit and go through that pathway the way that I didn't before, and then call the babies back to me to kind of return the favor. I'm that kind of guy. And it looks like we're getting pretty close to the mountain crater. Now, I've had some people saying that they wish that I gave the save albums a bit more love. I've been trying to show like what they say in the end slates though, but I guess that hasn't been enough for some people. So, you know what? Let's have a save album appreciation moment. Ahem. Once upon a time, there were thwomps as far as the eye can see. This is the exact same text that we have seen already. Use moves to get to its peak. I bet you Bowser and the princess are up there. Well, that was a very disappointing time to have one of those. I promise I will read those a little bit more often. I just thought showing them in the end slate was enough for a lot of people because we've seen most of what they have to say up to this point. And like I said, I do like the save albums and their text and their pictures. I think they're very adorable though, but if you want me to give them a little bit more attention, I suppose that I could be coerced into doing that. I just thought it would break up the pace a little bit too much though, but I can do it once in a while. We'll do that going forward. Now I'm gonna listen to my own tips, and we're going to do that. And if you look at the map, you can see, gee, I wonder who the professor is that is living on this mountaintop, as if it wasn't obvious already. Spin that. Whoa, bad. Get back over there, get back over there. Now you rotate that, and no, switching characters is very awkward when it keeps switching for me, and then not switching for me, and then, let's try that whole song and dance again, please. That was atrocious. Friggin' 5 stars right there. No. Wow, it just never ends, does it? There we go. So squish your little heads into your bums. Get you onto the air. Rotate you. Now it's gonna auto switch us to the babies. We're gonna get that gauge off screen. No, we're not, because it just barely doesn't work. Platform over, and we're actually not tall enough to hit that block. Very inconsistent there of you. Opens the way forward though, but we don't want that. We want to miss a question mark block completely. I'm gonna be here a while, aren't I? Oh, and I guess we also can't make the gear go off screen the other way because the screen is really short. It's almost like they thought of that. Off to the left, 20 coins. And 10 coins. Because that was worth it. At least we got a bean spot out of the ordeal, never reminding that this bean spot was part of the required part of the ordeal, but we'll take it anyway, just so I feel a little bit better about myself. And things are getting a little steamy in here. Very steamy indeed. We had them both like half flat in there really quick. I can't explain why. I love that transitional sprite they have where they're first getting flat. It looks really cute to me. I'll probably show a screenshot of what they look like when they're like that, just because you can't really observe it for very long. If you're wondering why I don't stop, it's that it scripts you into the animation to finish transforming them into the baby cakes right away, and oh, looks like I'm faster than the Sunumas now, so I don't need to upgrade my speed anymore. Yay! Got a red pepper from that battle. Good to know that you can get that from the red coconutters, and Baby Mario gets a level up as well. All 6s on that roulette. I was kind of hoping I'd get a 5 right there so I could be proven wrong right away though, but nope, I think it really was all 6s, so I'll take that. Defense it is. Another +6. It's amazing the things you can achieve when you stop trying. All right, hop up there, just one missing step in the stairway right there, and oop. Hadn't mentioned it yet, but the coconutters have an elemental weakness to ice. That's that taken care of. Just trying to make sure I'm not skipping over any precious item blocks. Oh, I like how symmetrical that is, how you have bro flowers on one side, and then you have the ice flowers on the other, like perfectly symmetrical and whatnot. There's another transformation they have. They can turn into the question mark block. I think that's all of them. We saw the gold coin, the question mark, the toad. I think we're pretty good. And oh! Travesty! If Princess Peach's tiara is here, she must be naked somewhere. Or at least her head is. Could she and Bowser tumbled into the... Could it be that she and Bowser tumbled into the volcano? Well, if they tumbled into it, they certainly aren't in there anymore now. I cannot compute our ill luck. Our timing is beyond horrible. If we don't put a stop to that eruptionizing, we're doomed. Well, mind the explosification! Flee! We must find a safe spot to contemplate our next move! I like how fast he jumped back in. He's just like, noping out of there. Not gonna have anything to do with this. Have some enemies that we could fight, though, but let's be smart about this. Let's be sensible, and let's pick up a bunch of coins instead when we could be escaping, though. See, that's a much better bad use of our time than the other bad use of our time. Also, grabbing beans, because those are important, or something. After I just got done saying we don't really need bean spots that badly anymore going forward still. Wanna... Oof. And the Tanoombas, having leaves on their heads and all, they have an elemental weakness to fire. Sucks to be them with their natural habitat erupting and all. Maybe there's other stuff around here. There's a question mark block down there that I don't want to grab quite yet. I want to look around, get this stuff, run around like a chicken with my head cut off. I just realized we're probably not even going to be able to hit these blocks without the... Nope. Wow, I am making very efficient use of my timing when there is a giant volcano exploding right above me. I would do great if I was in any kind of natural disaster. I mean, hey, it kind of makes sense. I grew up in Arizona, which is a place that's very well known for being pretty devoid of natural disasters. Thank you for that, man. I am just doing so wonderfully right here. Well, it's not really all that bad because we made it to a save album. Now we can have our story time. Kaboom! Now that's an eruption. Gotta put a stop to it or else. Hey, wasn't there an odd little building nestled away around here? Aw. I much enjoyed the story. Ended on a bit of a cliffhanger for my liking, though, but I guess I know it doesn't really feel so good to have cliffhangers done to me, now does it? Have one gear rotating, have the other gear not rotating. I think you know what is gonna go on here. Actually, can we just leave? We can. Okay, that's kind of funny. This right here is a shortcut back to the time hole. Everything's peaceful down here. I guess that professor can do fine on his own. Okay, no, I don't want to mess with the timeline or anything like that. Let's just save him or something along those lines. We don't want Iggy to die in the present time and then have us not exist because we use some sort of time discovery of his to serve as our motivation to go into the past or something like that. I'm not really good with time travel theories, I'm sorry. Last time I discussed it was in a Taco Bell in college. Yeah, but anyway. Now open the doors. And next time on Mario and Luigi, Partners in Time, we make our escape. See you guys then.